Hey Jacksons, you're welcome back to the channel. So I felt it best to start this video with a plate of nkwobi being eaten by Ebuka, the one and only host of bbnaija8 Season 8 All-Star Season. Now, of course, before I begin to give you the lowdown in this video, I need to remind y'all, I do not post or attach any of the brother content in my videos. Why? Because this has cost me a lot of trouble. I've gotten strikes and I do not want to lose my channel. So of course, if you understand this, you will stick around. But if you do not, you can go to other channels that actually put their content. I don't have issues with them. In this particular video, I'm going to give you the lowdown of everything that happened last night after the third live eviction of Big Brother Naija All-Star Season. Now you're going to see how Pere and Doyin kissed, the gossip between Doyin and Ceec that revealed that one or two of the female housemates are lesbians, the fight between Angel and Ike, and the confirmation from Kiddwaya that he likes how Ike has turned out to be, the relationship of love between Venita and Adekunle that is actually breaking up, the fight between Adekunle and Neo in continuation. There is, what else? Oh my god, there's so much to talk about. So of course, I'm going to give you the full lowdown on all this as the video goes on. So of course, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell button beside for notification on every post that make, and don't forget to share comments down below. So let's start from this point. Now, for those of you who have not watched my previous video, you would see that I spoke about the fight between Ike and Ike and Angel, and this was about food, about the fact that Ike has food upstairs being prepared and he still came downstairs to want to eat the general food. And not only that, he said he was going to eat Angel's food by force. This was meat that she cooked for herself and her friends just to separate her from eating the general food. So that was exactly what happened. Now, after that, we saw that Ike went to go and have a conversation with Soma. Now, knowing that Soma and Angel are trying to build something together. So Ike was now trying to explain that, he doesn't want to pull Soma into the equation or put him in the middle of his fight or altercation with Angel, because this was something that he was saying when he and Angel were exchanging words and stuff. And then, Soma was just trying to put him in check as to, this thing you're actually doing is going to cause you more problem. You know how Angel is. You've had this same fight with multiple ladies all around food. You really need to curb it. You need to be at this de-escalate. You need to de-escalate issues instead of escalate them. You have a strong energy. Angel has a strong energy. If you don't learn how to do this thing, you would never find the best way to work with these ladies, especially Angel, which led, of course, what's his name? Ike to accept that suggestion and decided he was going to apologize to Angel. So the cameraman flipped over to the room where Angel was, knitting with her crochet, and, she was chewing gum and humming a song to herself, and just kept doing what she was doing. And then a few minutes later, here was Ike. He had entered the room and he called her name. She ignored him and he started talking. He was like, I just came here to apologize because, I see that I was at fault. I've been so tacky towards you for weeks now, and I felt like you felt like maybe I was intentionally antagonistic towards you, and it's not like that. I've gone through a lot in my life, and that's the reflection of what is just happening. I know I'm supposed to de-escalate issues, but then I keep letting it fly. So I'm really sorry, and I would really like it if you get to just confirm to me with words that you're okay, or like you're forgiving me, and that we can still be friends. You can come to me whenever you want to talk, whenever you need something, and all that. Angel was ignoring him throughout. He just kept repeating. Sometimes he went and was lost for words. And then towards the end, I liked that Angel had to confirm, oh, it's okay, no problem, and stop. But she didn't look at him. She just kept doing what she was doing. Moving on from that, we saw where there was I think there was Shay, Frodd, Ceec, maybe Doyin or someone else at the garden, and they were eating and gisting, right? And then here was Adekunle. He had come over to that place, but then trouble started when Neo, who is now a rivalry to Adekunle because they fought more than 3 times or 2 times over both drinks and over who was going to be closest to Venita. So here was Neo, who came to check his clothes that he dried around the garden, and he noticed that all his white clothes that he dried, mostly underwears, were thrown to the ground or something. And this was said, it was said that Adekunle was the last person to go to that place. And Neo was just warning him that, don't try you, make it no be sound they talk. You just came here and you pushed my stuff and put your own. Let it not be that I didn't warn you. I need life for trouble. This, that. And then here was, what's her name? Alex. She came over to ask, like, what's really happening? And then, Alex and Adekunle were having a discussion about it while Neo was still complaining. And Alex was like, oh, it seems like maybe somebody else, you moved his stuff, then somebody else pushed it over to the ground. And Adekunle was like, tell him deal, let it not be like I caused trouble, this and that. But Alex was like, I've already said it now, what else do you want me to say? And I'm like, oh my god, these two guys, there's one thing that might happen. It will cost and sever the relationship between Venita and Neo, and or cause a separation between Venita and Adekunle, and then spoil a good bond that would have built between Adekunle and Neo. This is giving another round of an expectation of what we might see in their reunion, because I do not know how these guys are going to settle this issue. A very interesting thing that happened last night was the fact that with the chaotic attitude of Ike and the selfishness that he displayed, now this was revealed by Ceec, that he hid foodstuffs which got spoiled, especially the meat, the chunks of meat that were like in bags that he hid in the microwave, which ended up getting spoiled and smelly. This housemates, the BFFs upstairs, prepared food and decided to package them just to hide from Ike. I'm like, can you imagine how terrible you were as a head of house that your own people like Ceec are going to hide food from you? Anyways, talking about Ceec, there was an interesting conversation that she had at the dining table after they've hidden the food and eating and stuff. Now, I think there was Pere, there was Doyin, there was maybe Cross, and then Ceec. And the conversation, which were random, very random, went to the point of people who had interest and those who do not have interest in people in the house, until these two ladies indicated that the people who were into their fellow same gender in the house. Now, according to Doyin and Ceec, there are girls who are rather into girls in this house, and they know them. They will not mention them. And of course, even if the parrot talks, they let it not be like they castigated or casted somebody. Literally, they're saying there are at least 1 to 3 lesbians in Bbnaija8's house. Moving on from that, we see that, Soma is now like the man that Sammy was never to Angel. After everything that happened during the fight, we saw that during the fight between Ike and Angel, nobody spoke to them. Nobody tried to separate them. The housemates were exhausted with always trying to separate fights. Now, it turns out that this actually pissed Angel, that Soma did not come to her aid or rescue, like to separate the fight and all. So, Soma, after the apology from Ike, he went into the room to meet her, still doing her crochet and stuff, and he was like apologizing, for not having to have said anything. He didn't want to cause the thing to escalate. He just wanted her to calm down, and he could see how everything would go, that he was sorry she was ignoring him. He now turned into music. He would sing for her, remind her that he prepared chicken for her, he cooked for her, that she should come and talk to him, that she was going to win an award, that people are actually supposed to study this part, that she's able to ignore somebody. They should study it in school. He would babying her. Soon she wanted to sleep, he would come cover her. I was rubbing her legs and would kiss her face. I'm like, this love is so good, Joe. There was an interesting conversation that happened between Kiddwaya and Ike, and all I could say is, if these guys bring this sense of countryism, if there is that word, it's not really going to help them. But this one obviously has the money. Ike needs the money. So after the fight between Ike and Angel, Ike went to see Kiddwaya in the garden, and they were talking about how the housemates, how chaotic the girl is, and all this 9 yards. And then, Kiddwaya was like, I really like the kind of person you are right now. You give them their shit for shit. They think that, with this, the fact that they're Naija guys, they're going to right over somebody. And Ike was like, yes, that's their nonsense Naija mentality. I grew up in the US. This one said I grew up in the UK. And they kept saying, where they were stabbing and a whole lot of stuff. I'm like, I beg, is this what you guys have time for? Ike, don't deceive yourself. This guy is not your friend. Moving on from that, it seems General Pere has found his new Maria, but this time it is not a light-skinned Maria, it is a dark-skinned Maria. It turns out they shared a kiss, an unexpected, unintentional, but semi-intentional kiss, he and Doyin. Now they're having a meal on the dining, on the dining table. They were having random conversations, and these two were eating from the same plate. While they were eating from the same plate, it was obvious that Pere had eaten his own meat or something, or that they wanted to share the same meat. But here was Doyin trying to sever and share the meat into 2 equal parts for the both of them. But the beef was too strong. And she was like, this thing is too thoughtful. He used his fork to pin it down. She was trying to use hers to cut it off, but it didn't happen. She spilled food on herself. And she was like, you know what? Just use your teeth and cut it and give me my own share. And here he was trying to cut it. I was struggling with it. Soon enough, she tried. They were struggling. And then they, decided to go on mouth to mouth to sever the meat while they were kissing. I don't even care whatever you say. If you say it's not kiss, I take it as kiss. Please, I don't want trouble. Anyways, finally on this particular video, there's fire on the mountain. We saw where what's his name, Adekunle went to bed, like he was moody. He went to bed emotional and covered himself and tried to sleep as though his heart was broken. And then we noticed at the dressing room, there was Venita and sheggz having a conversation, and Venita was telling sheggz that, you know what, where is he? His mood just changed, and the conversation or the thing he told me, I really didn't like it. He was now like, this is what happens when I step in place and fight for you. And she was like, I also have feelings. And we all know what he was referring to, right? He was referring to the fact that he is having issues with Neo, and then probably having issues with her because of the fact that he's defending her, and this is causing so much trouble for them. Either ways, they might actually take their relationship serious or rather end it. I do not know. But anyways, I'm going to see you on the next video.